Just want a video diary, kind of update of what's going on in my life. I think definitely a common theme is what the frickin' frack am I doing? There's many things I tell myself in those moments. It's to try and fully embrace the present because that builds the foundation for the dream version of yourself coming to life. I tell myself, what does that even mean? I don't think there is really a time, place, destination, or even perspective where it all makes sense. I think the mystery is really the only thing that makes sense. There's this really pretty shell broken over here. It's so gorgeous. Nature truly amazing. Oh, there's like a little smiley face engraved in it. The iridescent is one of my favorite words. Wow. Anyway, I spent my morning by the ocean, and of course, I feel so light and free. Being in a city as claustrophobic as LA, sometimes you need to just stare out into nothingness, into earthly nothingness. You're just so fully present with God when you're by the ocean, and I need that, you know? I am not invincible, and though I found a peace that is unshakable within me, I'm human, and I fall into spirals of worry and stories of smallness very easily. Uh, I think one of the most painful parts about human existence is our incessant forgetfulness. And I fall into forgetfulness a lot. One of my favorite quotes that replays in my head all the time is, "Worry is a misuse of imagination." And that makes me think of the Carl Jung quote, "The debt we owe to the play of imagination is incalculable." Sit with that for a second. You know, worry is a prayer too. Worry is a path to manifestation as well. And though the intent might be different, at the end of the day, what manifests is what you put your energy into. We have the power to create things beyond our imagination through our imagination, and we don't use it as a tool enough. We use it as a weapon against ourselves, and it's kind of the story as old as time, right? But let me take my own advice and take a moment to imagine something beautiful. I imagine me on a beach in the Philippines with kids from a village that I'm building a school at. And we are playing soccer on the sand and we're diving in the waves, and they smile with this relief that somebody is finally there to help them and not hurt them. There's a cool one. um, yeah, that's one thing. I think a lot of others feel this too, that there's this emptiness in my life right now because I feel that I've been too focused on myself. And I want to devote more time to service. One thing I really want to do, I was going to do, I scheduled to do, and then the day before I actually got in a car accident. And ever since, I don't know, I've just been sort of rebalancing, and I don't know why, I've been kind of scared to make the appointment again. But anyway, I love doing custom live poetry on my typewriter, and I was going to do that at an old folks' home. I don't really like that word. Group home? Senior living? Um, yeah, and write poems for them. But things like that. The only reason I had a oh my God, I've been struggling with this word all week, developmental period, is so that I could be a better person for others, for my relationships, for strangers, and for the world. It's the notion of I help me to help you. And I think people forget that. I think the spiritual self-healing world has sort of gained these hedonistic undertones, because sometimes they're not rooted in true godly morality. It's so that the individual can feel happy and gain wealth, and it's sort of taken on this materialistic surface. But I do think a lot of important work does go on through these messages and through this side of the internet, but, with all good things, there are some little poisonous parts in there. I don't know, but I love this freaking marina, this spot. It's so magical to me. It's so peaceful. You can hear the seals and the birds and the boats. And anyway, those are some thoughts. I remember writing in my journal once in high school when I was going through a really hard time. I don't know what this means, but all I know is I'm going to live a life of love. And that knowing is so deeply rooted within us. And I think there's so many distractions from that, money worries, relationship problems, grief, and all the things going on in the world. But this is just your reminder to come back to love, to come home. All right, my phone ran out of storage, so I guess that's it. Um, Take that how you will. And just know a lot of people are praying for you right now. That gave me a lot of relief when I thought about it the other day. How many older people are praying for us young people? How many of your family and friends are sending you well wishes? Find relief in that. And if there's not many people in your life, know that I am. I'm sending you all the love in the world. And there are people rooting for you. There are forces out there that are for you. And you are meant to prosper. And though you will suffer through the process, as we all will, there is a love, there is a light that is worth that suffering, which is pretty crazy to imagine because there's some deep, deep suffering going on. Anyway, there's this cup in front of me that says, "Cheers to the new year." So cheers to the new year, y'all. Take life seriously lighthearted. Beauty is there if you wish to find it. There's fruit to bear for the open-minded. I wrote that once. Whenever I blow out a kiss to the world, I always end my prayer with that. This is how I end my prayer. It's kind of just like sending my love to the whole world, and I envision that blow, that breath scattering throughout the world like fucking mushroom spore seeds. And then it's kind of like connecting back to the heart. Anyway, what am I saying? I love you. We're alive, baby, we're alive. Woo!